Good evening. We welcome you. On behalf of Intersection Records, I'm Derek. Morgan Wallen. Let's talk about this. So I saw the show Saturday, April 22nd in Oxford, Mississippi, the One Night at a Time tour. I'll give you some background. Before this, I had not really heard of him other than the controversy. I'm a big Saturday Night Live fan. He should have played there, but screwed up. They caught him, violating the mask mandate during COVID, so they uninvited him. Apparently, he played again. So unremarkable that I don't even remember it. Also got in a little trouble for dropping the N word on camera. So I'm not a big pop country fan. I've got some friends who are in this band called Mustache the Band. They play 90s country. I've been to a couple of their shows. My wife knows every word. I'm sitting there for an hour and a half. I know like 2 songs maybe. So not a big country fan. In fact, preparing for this, I'm embarrassed. I actually cut a bag, cut some eyes in a bag, put it over my head. I was wondering, what would Jason Isbell do? What would he think about me going to a country, pop country concert? I don't know. Kind of embarrassed. This was the first show ever at Vaught Hemingway Stadium, which is really one of the reasons I want to go. Tickets were hard to get. I mean, they went on sale. They were gone. People were crying, screaming, trying to get these things. They added another show, a second show, for Sunday night at Vaught Hemingway. And I was a little disappointed in Ole Miss, where this was, University of Mississippi Ole Miss, the history of racism. And they're going to tie their name to this dude for who's known for dropping the N-word. I thought it was, I don't know, little off. Again, history of racism. Fraternities were not even integrated until early 1990s at Ole Miss, where, word is the dean of students said, hey, listen, the basketball coach's son is definitely going to be in one of these top fraternities. You got to take him. So, I mean, that's kind of the history of this thing. It seems, something like maybe an attempt to own the libs. Tater Tot Reeves, Tate Reeves, or Meatball Ron DeSantis would do something like this, just to kind of be good old boy crap. But still, never heard of this dude. However, he was number 1 on the top Billboard chart this week, topping Taylor Swift. So really one of the biggest artists right now, even though I'd barely heard of this guy. Everybody else had. For the first time in 40 years, he was the first male soloist to top the country chart and the Billboard pop chart since Eddie Rabbitt with I Love a Rainy Night. His previous LP went quadruple platinum, spent 10 weeks on the Billboard Top 200, was the number 1 album of that year of all genres. Never heard of this dude. It set an all-time record for the most weeks in the top 10. It beat Adele's 21. It beat Born in the USA by Bruce Springsteen. It outlasted the soundtrack to The Sound of Music, and it is second now only to a staple in everybody's collection, the original cast recording of My Fair Lady. True story. So this dude's big. So, I mean, kudos to Ole Miss for getting him. I did not realize how big he was. But this was, it's a stadium show. Only probably my 4th stadium show. I saw Paul McCartney. I saw Pink Floyd. I saw U2. I saw Widespread Panic in the stadium, Veterans Memorial 2001 in Jackson, Mississippi. So a big production, 40,000, 50,000 people there for 2 nights. So a big show. This kid, he had several openers. We only caught the second to last one, Hardy. He is a Mississippi kid, reminded us of Kid Rock, kind of, jumping around the stage, rapping. He must have been sponsored by Mossy Oak because he mentioned him in his songs. He had Mossy Oak's crap on, tight rolled jorts. I don't know what he was going for. Then came Morgan Wallen. Again, didn't know what to expect. Didn't have a whole lot of expectations. Was embarrassed to be there a little bit. Didn't want to be seen at a country music show. And this was kind of like country rap. I mean, if you'd have taken out the country and had that, I mean, you could have put a rapper there and, changed the lyrics or something to have that same stuff, and it would have fit. There was some Seattle grunge-ish stuff in there as well that I sounded, it was not what I expected. It was not true pop country. It was probably, chart, genre bending. Again, that's why he's on multiple charts, the pop chart, the country chart. So, kind of hard to define. Still, he was talking about all the cliche country music stuff. Whiskey. My wife was and our friends were every time they mentioned whiskey, they would take a drink. He was probably sponsored by Chevy Silverados mentioned many times as he mentioned that. But everybody was having a great time. And mind you, by the way, I had a good time. I was definitely overserved, absolutely overserved, but everybody was having a great time. The girl next to me was screaming, singing every word. I mean, she knew every word. She was obnoxious, and I loved it. It made the show for me, really. I told my wife and her, I said, that's me at a Panic show. And my wife corrected me, no, that's you at every show. So, and well, good for me, good for her, because she made me enjoy that show. It was a good time. I'm like, man, do you want to come back tomorrow? I mean, we got better seats. We had seats for 2 nights. I'm like, maybe can I stand this sober? I don't know, but I was willing to go back again. I had a blast, and I was willing to check it out the next night. More on that in a minute. But as far as the set list goes, Broadway Girls, he opens up. He does 26 songs. Broadway Girls, Up Down. I wrote the book. One Thing at a Time, Everything I Love. Again, I don't know any of these things. Actually, One Thing at a Time. Hey, kudos to him. That's like his number one song. He plays that, his fourth song. You figure that'd be an encore. Man, he gets that out, his fourth song. So kudos to that. Seventh song is You Proof. Ain't That Some is eighth song. Followed by Sunrise, Dying Man, Chasing You, Still Going Down, Sand in My Boots. Again, I have no idea what any of these things are. I mentioned Jason Isbell earlier. What would Jason Isbell do? Well, Jason, what would Morgan Wallen do? He would do a Jason Isbell cover, Just Cover Me Up, which is a great song. I'm an Isbell fan. That's a tremendous song, and he did it pretty well. That's pretty ballsy of him. Jason's got some vocals, and he did not, to my recollection, ruin that song for me. This is followed by Devil Don't Know, Thought You Should Know after that. And then he covers one of his openers, Ernest, Flower Shop. I thought that's kind of cool. Didn't know that song either. He Went to Jared as a cover of a Hardy song, also one of his openers. Again, pretty cool, covering his openers. Thinking About Me follows that. This bar, I do remember that. He had this bar, there was fireworks and lights and all sorts of stuff, fireworks, flames coming out of the stage too, by the way, through this presentation. So it was a production. Wasted on You, More Than My Hometown, The Way I Talk. The 24th song was Heartless Night. These may be in 3 encores. I can't remember how many encores they did. But this is pretty much the same set list every night, by the way. Heartless, Last Night, and then Whiskey Glasses. So overall, a good time. Again, I'm like, Mary, the wife, you may have to help me home, by the way. We wound up walking home. Traffic was a mess. This is the first time they did that. They did not have it dialed in. So it took people an hour and a half to get out of the parking lot. The highways were a parking lot, so it was kind of crazy. But you know what? We can walk to the stadium. I'm like, hey, we got tickets. He wouldn't start until late. I mean, he didn't go on until about 9 o'clock. Had a long intermission too, by the way. So we had plenty of time. It was a Sunday night. I was kind of tired. When we get a text, hey, he canceled the show. Says he can't sing, his voice hurts. So everybody had opened up. I mean, people were waiting for him to come on. I mean, he had, like I said, 4 or 5 openers. I don't know how long people had been there, but they've been there. Some of them have been there for quite a while, waiting to see him. Flying jets. I live by the airport. You could hear private jets coming in and out. Spending several $100s a night on hotels in Oxford this weekend. And cancels the show right before he's supposed to be on. Within 24 hours, there's a lawsuit against him. I mean, he's on making the news. He's on Rolling Stone. He canceled the tour because of his voice, doctor's orders, they say. But lots of rumors going around out there. Did he lose his voice? How did he not know that? How could he have done this? Could he have not lip sync anything? Could he have done something better than he did? Also, rumors that he is had a stomach pump. There's some footage of a security guy said, "Oh yeah, he could barely walk." The ambulance came and got him. So lots of rumors out there. I mean, to cancel the next several nights of his tour. I mean, he just can't handle Oxford, Mississippi. Can't handle it. This is what we do every weekend, I guess. But Morgan, you're gonna have to to man up next time. Put your big boy panties on, and maybe come back, maybe not. But I enjoyed the show. I'd like to check that out again. But as it is, I got a refund. The wife got a refund. She got that set of tickets, so she's happy about that. So enjoyed it. Maybe see you around next time.